Capitol Hill. We're joined by Dr. Michael Burgess. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me on.
So, is there going to be a shutdown? Can you avoid it, and will you get it done?
Yes, we can avoid it. No, there will not be a shutdown. Yes, we can get it done. In fact, I would predict for 2018, smooth sailing, no rocky road ahead.
No rocky road.
No, everything's going to be great.
I think smooth sailing. Part of it, what do you think happens next with DACA?
Well, let's go back to the budget for just a second. A little bit of breaking news as of Friday. State children's health insurance, which you know has been kind of a problem here in Texas, getting that done. The Congressional Budget Office came out with a new score on Friday, and it's less expensive than it was last week. So if the CBO put it on sale, let's buy while it's low. And I think that one will happen. It's been really painful for me. We worked on that a lot in our committee. It was actually a bill that I carried through the committee. It was offset. They were reasonable offsets. The bill should have passed. And then another project that I've worked on with Governor Abbott is the extension of the 1115 waiver. Nobody knows what that is, but that's a part of the Medicaid provision that allows Texas to provide care to uninsured and underinsured individuals. It was going away at the end of last year, and working tightly with the governor's office, we got it done by December 31st. So some of the stories you never hear about that actually are pretty good news stories for the state.
Again, though, let's turn back to DACA really quickly. How quickly do you think that will be solved, and do you think it will be solved?
Well, I think the president appropriately said Congress needs to be involved. I think the timeline for that is the early part of March. I think the budgetary issues will be tackled first, and those will be solved. We've had this discussion before. My concern about the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals that I thought President Obama inappropriately instituted in 2012, that belonged in the Congress. It never belonged as an executive action. 2 years after the president did that, we had 140,000 unaccompanied minors coming across the border. I mean, there were consequences for making that decision. You have to establish the border security first. I don't think that operational security has been established, but I believe it will be, and I think the president is focused on that. Once that occurs, then we have room to talk about other things.
Well, will there be a compassionate solution, though, Dr. Burgess, to this issue?
Look, and again, we've had this discussion before. Prosecutorial discretion, I've got no problem with that. But honestly, I don't want other people to be put in this conundrum if we're talking about this 10 years from now. We talked about it 10 years ago, and think of all the people that got trapped in this situation over the last 10 years because we wouldn't solve the problem with border security. The president is right. That is first and foremost. That has to be done before any other discussion can occur.
One of the issues on the President Trump's agenda in 2016 was infrastructure improvement. That's an issue that I think you can get bipartisan support. You see that happening this year, 2018?
Well, you know, if I were to honestly ask you, did you think we'd get tax reform done before the end of the year? If I'd posed that question to you in September or October, you'd have probably said, no, it doesn't look like it's possible. It did get done. 920,000 people got either a bonus or a pay increase because I voted for that tax bill in December. I continue to be optimistic. I think we can work together on an infrastructure package.
Is President Trump helpful or a hindrance?
Oh, he's enormously helpful. I mean, the man's a builder. That's what he does. That's what he knows best. So just like healthcare is where I spend a lot of my time, he has spent his life building. So he understands infrastructure. He understands the need, what these type of jobs mean for this country and the economic recovery. I'd say he's all in.
I'm sure you've seen the Bannon-President Trump feud this week. What do you believe really is the state of the Republican Party?
Like, I don't know Steve Bannon. I mean, I think I met him one time. I'd say that's a distraction. The big issue is 920,000 people got a bonus or a pay raise because of the vote we took last December. The economy really has done exceedingly well. No one, if we were having this discussion exactly a year ago, would you believe the stock market would have already crested 25,000? Would you believe that 2.1 million jobs would have been created? Would you believe that the corporate tax rate would have been dropped to 21%? And jobs are coming back to this country?
In the House elections, though, this year, the midterm elections. The people will decide whether you're
absolutely optimistic.
Or not.
Absolutely optimistic. Right. Consumer confidence is at an all-time high. When that situation exists, incumbents are reelected.
Congressman